this business stuff and whatnot, and doing all this community work, we're not doing family work. You gotta really get in tune with really getting back to the family. Like, sit down with your family. You need the space, you need the time, and you need some food.
It ain't that hard to get family together.
Yeah, I'm just trying to run a checkup like a doctor. All of them are acting, need an Oscar. I just want a couple grand and make the family proud. I'm sick of penny pinching like a foster. I need some pension off these writtens. They always want a discount but don't add on to my distance. I do this all in love, and best believe it's still a business. Can't flip commas off your comments, I can't compound off your interest.
Do your favorite cousins a favor and hit that subscribe button.
Peace, family. Welcome to another edition of the Lead Your Lineage podcast. We are the number one podcast for families seeking to end generational dysfunction.
You know it, cuz.
What up, cuz?
Man, nothing much.
My dog.
Nothing much. Another one.
Yes,
cuz,
indeed.
Man, let me get this off my chest. I was thinking this.
Oh, you diving right in.
Man, this is a good one, man. I learned something for myself, man. This is something positive. I want to share
about it.
Something that I learned, you know what I mean? And, I want to dive in. Maybe somebody else went through this, in a good, positive way, though. And I learned that, and I received that this message. Listen to this. Sometimes we not ready to receive what we need. Sometimes we not ready to receive what we need.
Mm-hmm.
They may sound crazy. Not what you want, what you need. You may not be able to receive it at that moment. So I'm learning how to always be able to receive what I need. I had this first encounter back when I was first on this transition, and I first bumped into the Meta. At the time, I bumped into this video. This is around 2006. This is at the time I was finding myself, and I was going more deep into my roots, into who my ancestors were, and I wanted to believe and do what they was. And I was asking them to show me the path, and I bumped into this video. And it was talking about the Meta and it was practicing and all that. And I was like, man, what the hell is this shit? And I saw the Ankh. And at the time, I was like, man, what the hell is this cross? Weird bending cross? Oh, man, this must be some Christian stuff, another Christian thing and all of that. You know what I mean? They was talking about Amun-Ra. They was talking about Thoth. They was talking about how it all means mesenteric meaning and spiritual meaning outside of it. So outside of it being physical. But however, I wasn't ready to receive that message yet, even though I needed it in order to keep going. I needed that message because I needed the information to know what my ancestors studied. I needed that information to know what my ancestors were thinking. Why did they look at the stars? How do they view themselves? How do they govern themselves? All of this is answered. Even though our people don't know these, we can figure this out. And at the time, for me, in order for me to make it right here, I needed that message, even though I didn't have that message. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I needed that message, although I wasn't ready to receive that message. I can come into later amount of time today. Me and Cuz, we was presented X amount of money that we needed in order for our business to grow. However, we wasn't ready to receive it as a business.
Mm-hmm.
So we had to work around loops and figure out how to receive it. Same thing as I was talking about earlier with my spiritual journey. A lot of times we need something. However, we're not ready to receive it because our intellectual may not be there. Our mindset might not be there. It may be a missing link that we haven't got yet.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So in order to do that, in order to get ready, they're like, so how do you get ready? You always got to be at a process of learning. you always got to be at a process of understanding. You also got to be a process of being observant of yourself. And you got to mix all this together. In order to better receive, what do you have to always have? An open hand. A lot of times we close our hands. A lot of times we not open. We close ourselves.
Yep.
A lot of times,
minds and hearts.
Yeah, a lot of times we go through trauma, and the trauma makes us black out everything. So, like for instance, I can say this because me and my wife, we date now. A lot of women will speak about their past with other men. And in my opinion, if you're not ready to heal, you're not ready to move on, you're not ready to receive love. You haven't healed from your last traumas. You haven't healed. You're not ready to receive the love you need.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're expecting and holding this trauma and giving it to someone else and giving it for them to be their burden. And that's not right. So that's just with that scenario. I gave multiple scenarios of what that means. The hard part about that is for instance, the hard part, I'm gonna go back to when we needed our when we was about to get our X amount of money. Hard part about that was we needed it. And it was at some point a time where we was running out of X amount of money in our bank and we couldn't afford we was looking how we was going to afford for our events, for our family reunion, skill, build and build, and etc. Right. So sometimes you need it and it be emergency. I was needing when my car got towed 3-4 years ago, however long that had been a while. I needed transportation at that moment, you know what I mean, to get where I needed, but I didn't fumble or hesitant. I wasn't ready to receive the better benefits I was going to get out of that, you know what I mean? I wasn't ready to receive the knowledge. I got so much knowledge from that and understanding how to get a car, understand the car process and all that. I only needed $2,000 more to pay off my car, and they took that bitch.
Mm-hmm.
$2,000 and they take that bitch. You know what I mean? But
you like that sometimes.
Yeah, but the what I received from it though, because I wasn't ready to receive. We end up getting better income at that time. My wife got a raise. I was end up getting jobs at that time. All type of stuff. You know what I mean? And I thought it was bad at the bad moment. I wasn't looking at the bigger picture. You know what I mean?
That's good.
But like I said, let's go back to when we was getting this money. We had all these X factors that was an emergency, even though we wasn't ready to receive what we needed. You know what I mean? It was right there. It wasn't like we didn't have it. Mm-hmm. It wasn't like, damn, we had it. It's just like that person who almost made it to the league, but they got in trouble because they what's that? I ain't trying to throw his name out there bad. Hopefully he do good for basketball. But it's a lot of people who we see now, especially since we see people do good and they fuck up they path because they want to do something on the outside. They're not ready to receive what they need. You know what I mean? You gotta be ready to receive what you need, cuz.
Absolutely. I agree with that 1,000,000%. And then in preparation of receiving what you need, the person that is receiving the need that they've been asking for, they have to be able to discern and be aware of how that need is packaged. Meaning it might be packaged as a horse, but when you unwrap the package and receive that gift with bliss and happiness, you open it up and it's a donkey. I can't do nothing. I can't do anything with a donkey. But then on the other side of that is you can, but you're not receiving that blessing that you can trade that donkey in for a horse. Because before the donkey or the perception of the horse, you didn't have either one of those. And to your point, that's what I had to learn in that message that you just gave us. I had to learn that you ask for something and something comes your way. You have to have the internal discernment to make sure that the horse you asked for is an actual horse. And if it's not and it's a donkey, still know that you have the ability and the willpower and the intelligence and the knowledge to go trade that donkey for a horse. You got to be grateful because you honestly didn't have to have a gift anyway. So regardless of what you received, it's still a blissful experience. It's still a lesson to be learned there. And I think all of life is a lesson, like the good, the bad, the indifferent. Because when we really boil down to it, each human has their own individual path, and we all are interconnected some type of way that may be above the average person's understanding or all of our understanding, to be real. Because this was here before we were born, but we've been here before we were born too. You know what I'm saying? So it's all these different things, and that's just from a genetical standpoint from our ancestors, because all of that stuff holds memory. So when we think about receiving what you need, what are some of those, when you look back on your life, question for you, when you look back on your life, when you analyze the things that you needed in your life and when you received them, what type of space were you in emotionally and mentally?
I'm glad you asked that question, because that question is what I was about to go back to when you were said, because that question is kind of the same answer of what I was going to go back and say what you said. I was going to go back and feed off what you said when you said, my fault, y'all. When you said, when you ask for those gifts and when you receive those gifts, make sure it's the right gift and not just take any gift and lawyers, and just lure and just take it and just think you can accept it. I liked it. So I want to go with that too. But what you asked me, if I was alone, the same answer. When I first, I guess I'm gonna answer both. When I first asked, for instance, when I first got with my wife when I was in the streets, matter of fact, before I was even got with my wife, when I was in the streets, I always used to say, like, me and my guys used to be in cars and shit. My brother and my guys and all them, I always say something stupid. Like, my brother would be like, shit, I already know I'm gonna die or I'm gonna go to jail for the rest of my life for some stupid shit. And everybody else say some stupid shit to me. I always said something like, nah, not me. I'm gonna own some business or something, bro. I always said, and I don't know, but if you watch my actions at that time, I wasn't doing nothing to own the business. I don't know. I just knew for some odd reason. You know what I mean? I knew. So when I got with my wife, I told my wife when we was in the streets, I told her, I said, yeah, okay, since you want me to leave the streets, this how we gonna do it. This how we gonna have money. This is how the rich stay rich. I always paid attention because I was always great at economics. You know what I mean? My economics teacher used to love me. Shout out to Mr. Shutter. He used to love me, bro. He told me I was one of the smartest people he ever encountered at that age. I told my wife, I said, this is how we're going to do it. We're going to get a career. We're going to use the career to get a business. We use that business money to become business owners and own multiple business, and we don't work for the rest of our lives. I knew that's how us black folks probably had to do it. You know what I mean? Some type of degree. It don't work that way, and that's what I'm getting to. Yeah. I thought that I was going to have a career. I thought I was going to be the one opening up the business, and I thought I was going to be the one doing everything, right? I went to school. Man, I was doing good in school, but I left school for financial reasons, and I went to IT Tech. When I went to IT Tech, they ended up closing. You remember? They ended up closing
ITT Tech, yep.
and they took away all your credits because I only had they ended up paying me a little lump sum of money not too long ago, about a year or so ago. But I ain't about to talk about that because that's legal things because I feel like they owe me more. But for real, they really do because I was only 3 months about to graduate, right? And this is answering your question because I know it's a story though. It's a story with it though.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Sure. It's a story with it. And I had only 3 months to graduate. And when I had 3 months to graduate, that's when they closed. And I'm like, cool. I can just transfer. They come to figure out you can't transfer none of your credits and shit. It was fucked up. You know what I mean? So my wife at the time, she graduated. We were supposed to graduate the same year around the same time. She graduated in 2016. She graduated from she was an occupational therapist. You know what I mean? So she got the career. Right at the time, you know what I mean? I'm fucked up at the time, like I said, man. So, you know, I'm like, damn, you know, I'm going through life. You know, I'm dipping, dabbing a little bit, not for real in the streets, but going back to a little bit what I know. Shit, that's what the fuck you do. You know what I mean? Like, damn, you know what I mean? Get a job, going a little bit to what I know. So, this 2016. So, make a long story short, 2016, I ended up getting a cool job, like a real cool job. I mean, it was paying me a lot, and I was like getting paid a lot. So I told my wife she didn't have to work. So my wife wasn't working, and in 2018 we had a baby, our first baby, and she wasn't working. And then my daughter got about like 10 months, and bills just start skyrocketing high and a whole bunch of stuff. And she like, babe, I can make more money than you. Da 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 da. And I'm like, no, man, just da 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 da. And I, not knowing, I just got, bro, I was working for Amazon, just got hired and put on as a manager. They was about to put me on as a manager position. I'm like, damn, no, just like, she's like, nah, man, that still ain't gonna be enough. And I'm like, no, just give me time. She's like, nah, man, just trust me. I can get paid more than you. She's like, you know, that's a lot of money, but I still can get paid X amount of more than you. And it was like, damn, like a lot of more money to me, like 10 more, $15 more still. I said, damn, that's me being manager. You know what I mean? So my ass had to let go of my ego, right? When I let go, man, and then that's when I found life. Cause when I sat down, I started homeschooling my daughter at 10 months. Everything that I'm doing now came from that moment. From me saying, okay, let me put my ego down and trust in this thing. I start reading. I figured out who I was. I opened up the original people. Made $50K. The next year, opened up Legion Lineage, and we making $50K. You know what I mean?
A little bit. You know
what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
We everybody. You know what I mean? So so that said, no. I asked for the gift of entrepreneurship and owning my business and all that and being free and all that, but it did not come how I thought it was gonna come. It came, and when it came, sometimes I was wanting to reject it. No, I don't want that gift. I want to be the one working and have the career. No, I don't want my wife doing nothing. I don't want my wife working. No, not knocking my wife, but come to figure it out, she wasn't the one built to be for entrepreneurship. So she was going to be at the crib and never be in entrepreneurship. She never was going to say, hey, let me homeschool the kids. She was never going to have none of those ideas. Not knocking her. It just wasn't her. She wasn't the one. It wasn't the way that the gift was not wrapped that way. The way her gift was wrapped was to tell me, hey, babe, it's another light than being in the streets.
Yep.
So a lot of times we ask for stuff, and I even tell cuz this all the time. I don't care how you feel. I'm gonna tell cuz this just in case somebody else feeling like this. Cuz be seeing me having kids. I'm having another one. I mean, I can't wait to have kids. Cuz, yes, you can. I tell cuz every fucking time. Until you get my little cousin. Whether it's a little woman, a little girl, a little boy, until you get them the proper mother, you can wait.
Mm-hmm.
Because the gift that you want needs to be wrapped a certain way for it to be a gift in order for you to receive it and love it. For instance, say if this is back in the day, man. Back in the day, man. My grandma, shout out to Barbara Jean.
Shout out to you.
Hey, she bought me 2K, right? It was like 2K9, 2K10, one back in the day. But it was for PS4 or PS3 or whatever was out at the time.
Probably the 3.
The 3. I had an Xbox.
I still got my Xbox 360 from back then.
I had an Xbox.
That thing rocking too.
She gave me the right gift.
Yeah.
But it wasn't playable. Because I couldn't play it on my Xbox. I had the wrong system.
Yep. That's good. That's powerful.
You know what I mean?
That's powerful though.
I had the wrong system. I needed it for an Xbox. I didn't need it for the PlayStation. It's the same game. It's the same year. Everything is right, but it's the wrong system.
Man.
You gotta play it in your system, cuz. It gotta be the gift you get. It gotta work for you. And a lot of times we don't know that. We get a gift from somebody else. They don't know how our system works. We get a gift. So when we ask for systems and telling people our systems are not our systems, our gifts we want, we gotta make sure we being very specific. You know what I mean? We gotta make sure that when we receive it, it does work for us. Not just take it. You know what I mean? I learned that. I said that I don't want no woman with kids. You know what I mean? Told my wife that. We tried out woman with kids and it definitely ain't something I want to be. I don't want to be no goddamn stepdaddy. I'm gonna keep it 100. And that don't make me less than a man. I just know this, personally. I can't love nobody else's kid the way I can love mine. And I don't want no kid to feel left out in my house because the way I love my kids, I can't love nobody else's child the way I love mine. I just can't. It's impossible. It's impossible, cuz. My kids is my kids, cuz. You know what I mean? Like, bro, like, that's my boy. That's like, we got the same in our veins. You know what I mean? We got the same blood in our veins. Literally. His heartbeat. Man, I know the woman, the other half of him, I know the woman is my wife. For all my kids, not just for my son and my daughter. You know what I mean? So it's a different type of love. It's a different type of wanting him to strive. I'm competitive. Shit, I want Cuz to be the best man he can be, but shit, I'm still gonna be trying to be better than Cuz, and Cuz better try to be better than me. So we can be better than each other. You know, so we can always grow. But with my son, I want him to be way better than me. I don't even want me to be even him to even be competing with me. Your son too. I don't even want them to even think they can compete with us because they on a whole nother level. You know what I mean? I can't have that same love for somebody that ain't in my bloodline because that's just true. I hate that shit.
That's an interesting point though. That's
just true.
It's a lot that.
Is that messed up, cuz? Is that messed up to say, cuz? That's just the truth. It's impossible.
What the elders be saying to each their own? What the elders be saying to each their own?
To each their own.
To
each their own. I can't love nobody. I can't love nobody's son like I love my son, cuz that's impossible. And that's why I feel like, and I feel the same way. That boy or that woman or that little girl, that little girl or that boy or even grown-ups, and man, nobody can love you like your damn mama and your daddy, bro. Now they don't love you. That's fucked up. But can't nobody ever replace that love. You know, a lot of adopted people, you know, they get that love.
Yeah.
However, it's still ain't nothing like the biological people.
The biological piece of it, yeah.
The spiritual piece of it, yeah. Ain't nothing like that.
Because to your point, it's a lot of nuance in that perspective. Like from and I'm just like taking our family from, like, for instance, taking our family from that. Like, we got people in our family that have been in that role. So, for instance, when Tip got with Auntie, shout out to our cousins too, Keith and Lamont.
Which one?
Keith and Lamont.
My mama?
Yeah, Keith and Lamont.
Okay.
Yeah. So, like, when Aunt got remarried, Auntie had boys.
Yeah.
And we had this conversation the other day. You know what I mean? So it was just like, okay, to your point, yes, that is true, but there's nuance there too.
Yeah.
As well. And then with my grandfather, your great grandfather, he had 10 children.
Yeah.
We only knew about 6 growing up.
Yeah.
So they had to go get that love from somewhere else.
Somewhere else too.
So it's like, all right, we seeing what's going on.
Yeah.
And on my dad's side, my dad attempted to be there for my brother.
Yep.
My brother had his own agenda.
Because ain't nothing like your real daddy.
Right. And then my grandfather, his dad, he got divorced and then remarried and had more children.
Mm-hmm.
So now my dad had, for lack of better words, he had 2 moms and 2 dads. So it's just like, now that created something there between that, but to your point, just to land the plane on this, that conversation has a lot of nuance in there, but there's nothing that can be replaced by the spiritual aspect and biological aspect of honoring your mother and your father.
And cuz,
from an ancient perspective.
Cuz, I can speak from my own perspective, from my own life.
No, I didn't want to speak on that.
Who raised me? Who raised me? If any man raised me, if anybody who can say they can raise me, it's Trinity's daddy.
No.
JP. If anybody. I've been knowing that, man. He taught me a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Everything, bro. You know what I mean? If it weren't for him, bro, he gave me my nickname, Ronnie Wrong. Swear to God, bro. What you mean?
I never knew that.
Yeah. The fuck? Ronnie Wrong, he the one who came up with that. You know what I mean? If it weren't for him, bro, he the one who taught me how to put on a condom. Are you out there having sex, man? You using a condom? Man, what the fuck, man? You know what I mean? Got on my ass. You supposed to be using a condom. Get it. Just show me how you bought some condoms, bought a beer bottle. It made me practice on that motherfucker. You know what I mean? And we drunk beer that day talking about sex in a manly manner. I felt like a man that day. Drinking a beer, talking about sex, and he was telling me the do's and don'ts. And I shouldn't be doing it, but since I'm doing it, this is the do's and don'ts. You know what I mean? That's you know, so I had that. So I'm not speaking, and you know, I had trauma behind that. There's a lot of stuff, you know, went on with that. A lot of bad stuff went on with that. So, you know what I mean? So, but past that, it was a great experience, but it still wasn't nothing to be like if my real dad did that.
Right. Nah, 1,000,000%.
Because my real dad would knew why sometimes I acted a certain way. My real dad be like, damn, I be doing that. Son, man, you can't be doing that. That's why, you know, this is how you fix that. You know what I mean? My real dad knows the spirit way. He knows my ancestors. We are related to the same ancestors. You know what I mean? So our ancestors gonna be healing us. Our vibration together is gonna be on our ancestral level, and we gonna be healing. You know what I mean? It can never be nothing like that. The person who got you in here. So yes, of course, you're gonna have people who replace that. But I promise that replace is a replacement. It's nothing like the original. It's called a replacement for a reason. You know, you can have a leg. When you get your leg and you ever get your leg amputated and you get a replacement amputee and you get a replacement leg, what is those? Empathy leg?
Prosthetic leg.
Prosthetic leg? I call it empathy leg.
What's going on, family? Hey, man, we appreciate y'all for tuning in to the Lead Your Lineage podcast thus far. If you made it this far, we need y'all to like, share, and subscribe down below. Share this with 10 of your friends. We need the energy, and y'all need the energy too. Family is the foundation of freedom. Lock in with us, and we're going to lead with y'all.
You know what? prosthetic leg. Man, it's crazy. Prosthetic leg. You get it's nothing like your real leg. And I'm saying this because of my boy Micah. He told me this.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And he, you know my bro Michael, right?
Yeah, I know Michael.
Yeah. You know my guy. You know, he big as hell. When I first met him, I said, bro, you the strong. I would never want to fight your one leg strong ass.
That's crazy. That's like a prosthetic.
I told him, I said, man, you too damn strong. You only have one leg.
Shout out to Micah, though. Shout out to Micah. Man.
Hey, man, he was cracking up when I told him this joke, man. I said, bro, you too damn strong to only have one leg, man. And that's because he told me, he said he had to work with that. You know what I mean? He had to learn. Man, this dude strong as a fucking ox, bro. You shake his hand, man. I told him, look, man, when you shake hands with me, man, be gentle. Hey, what up? God damn, dog. You ain't got to show me you strong because you got one leg, man. I know. You know what I mean? Yeah. I said, man, somebody fight with you, man, they'd be embarrassed, man. You might, and how he lost his leg, you know, he lost it during a gun battle. I said, man, people ain't trying to fight you, man. Just know that. Hey, you're too damn strong. Man, imagine getting beat up, man. I said, imagine getting beat up by somebody who only got one leg, man. That's my buddy, man. But nah, man, you know, he was saying how it is to only have one leg. It ain't nothing like having your original. That made me, all jokes aside, when me and him got serious and all that shit made me be thankful for my legs more. I said, damn, bro. After that day, I've been thankful that I can walk with both my legs. You know what I mean? I'm like, damn, bro, that's something for granted I took. But you know what I mean? So a replacement is never good. Shit, it's just like football and basketball, cuz shit, replacements, they good. Your second string, ain't nobody in the world who can throw the football and know football more than your second string quarterback outside of all the starters in the NFL. You know what I mean? Outside of the starters of the NFL. Mm-hmm. But outside of that, ain't nobody who better than him. But he's still a replacement. Because ain't nobody better than your starter. You know what I mean? Right. So, shit, man, I don't know if that's just a personal feel or is that just real, but that's what I'm running with.
Let me go back to that. That was good. Let me go back to the question I asked you about when you received. Let's just get very specific. When you received your business idea, where were you at? Like when the idea for the original people came to you?
Yeah.
Back in the day, where were you at mentally and emotionally to be able to receive what you needed to be able to execute the original people and make that 50K and be able to
open, mind blown. My brain was ready to learn more. I was open. I was eager. I was motivated. I was self-driven. I was, but most importantly, I was willing to unlearn. Mm-hmm. I was willing to forgive. I was willing to step out of the boundaries. I was willing to jump out the plane without
a parachute.
Without a parachute. Mm. I was unprogrammed. That's how I felt. I felt how did I feel?
That's good. Unprogrammed.
I felt unplugged. Mm. That's how I was feeling unemotionally. Felt unplugged. I felt like I was a bird my whole life. I was a penguin. I felt like I was told I was a penguin my whole life, but this whole time I was a falcon, the fastest flying animal ever. I was out there in the ice cold in environments where I wasn't supposed to be. And now I done got in this warm environment and I'm looking at people and I'm seeing the people who were like me, my ancestors who were like me, who achieved and who made the civilization why it is like that. They was the high flyers for real. And I got to say, wow, I am one of those. I am one of those high flyers. I am a falcon. What am I doing in this cold climate? Hey, y'all, we are no longer penguins. Trying to tell the black community that we're not penguins and we really hawks is hard.
Mm.
They want to go in this cold environment.
That's so much to unpack. Thank you for sharing that too.
Yeah, that's how I felt, cuz.
Like that, the unplugging, like the old you plugging in to the new you. That's so sensational and so profound because of that decision alone to unplug and begin to unprogram yourself from, hey, this is what I learned and this is not going to get me to where I want to go. I gotta unprogram myself and unplug from this old version and do something new. And I need to receive something, which is a need right now because the need that I needed for the old version, it no longer serves me.
Mm-hmm.
So you were an open vessel, you were ready spiritually, you were unplugged mentally. You're unplugged emotionally and unprogrammed mentally.
Mm-hmm.
That's beautiful.
It wasn't fear of death anymore. Death no longer scared me. That's why I said I jump out of the parachute. I realized I've been not giving a fuck about people, how they feel. But I got to realize a lot of people opinions are programmed. For instance, man. Why would I give a fuck? Why would I give a fuck about people's opinions? For instance, if I told my family that I graduated from college and I'm about to work a career and I'm gonna be doing great, they're gonna say, "Oh, you're doing great. You're doing great." If I told them I open up a business and I'm gonna figure out how to open up a family business, they're gonna say, "Oh, okay," not knowing that me working as a career is okay. In that situation, statistically proven, that's okay. That's okay. However, owning a family business is going to get everybody that I just told about this idea paid. We are programmed to think lesser of a bite. We are programmed to think that the crumbs, like I always use this analogy, we don't get the piece of a pie. We get the scrapes that are on the pan that you scraping off in the dishwasher away and throwing in the dish disposal. We are used to being told that is a piece of a pie. So a lot of people's opinions also is perspectives. They don't know where you came from. They don't know your life story. They don't know you as a person. So how can you judge me and you don't know my background? You don't know my daily life. You don't know what I came, how did I achieve to get here? So fuck a opinion. You know what I mean? And a lot of times people's opinions is not even serving to your gift.
That's a fact. Oh, that's a fact.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Your opinion has nothing to do with my gift. For instance, motherfuckers always was talking about LeBron James. I know I'm using basketball, but that's, I'm only using basketball.
No, you good.
LeBron James, everybody was talking about him. Oh, he need to shoot a three. He need to shoot a three more. Threes this, threes that. That was everybody else. His gift was, motherfucker, I'm coming through. I'm LeBron James. I don't need to make no move. I don't need to do no extra handles like Kyrie. I don't need none of that, bro. My gift is I'm coming through, move. I'm LeBron James. I'm dunking on you. Boom. When he adapted that mindset, that year, him and Dwayne Wade did what? won a
Yeah,
championship.
they won that. Well, yeah, together they won
Together,
that first year.
yeah. Together. They won. When he said, fuck what everybody else's opinion is, that's somebody else's gift. My gift is to keep driving and dunking on you and hurting your feelings like, damn, this dude can't be stopped. That's my gift. Once he started with it, what happened? He won, right?
Yep.
Other people's opinions have nothing to do with your gifts sometimes, and it's not going to allow you to win. Imagine if he just kept listening to other people and trying to shoot them fucking threes. He gonna break all day.
He would have never got his first ring.
Man, LeBron ain't no motherfucking 3-pointer.
That's real. And that's to your point. I think that speaks more to self-awareness.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I'm not, I'm not. I don't know what his process was, and I don't know if he internalized those thoughts or those opinions or not. I don't know. Well, I'm not him.
Yeah.
But that perspective, she would have took that to heart, and based on the scenario of that perspective, he would have took that to heart. They wouldn't have won that year.
Yeah.
Because that wasn't his gift at that moment.
Mm-hmm.
But you can, looking at the bigger picture, to your point, that opinion, what was that, like 2012 or somewhere in there?
I forgot.
2012, 2014, somewhere in that era. That opinion was before its time.
Mm-hmm.
Because during that time, Steph Curry was starting to cook.
Mm-hmm.
And now the game, 14 years later, everybody want to shoot threes.
Mm-hmm.
Even though that opinion didn't fit in that time frame for him to get his first win, it was valuable for him to still be in the NBA and one of the top players now.
Mm-hmm. Because
it was somebody else that was there. He was like, hey, you got to shoot. But he wasn't looking at Steph Curry on the come up.
Mm-mm.
He was looking at, hey, I'm him right now. I'm the most athletically gifted person on the court. Can't nobody stay in front of me. I'm about to dunk on your ass.
Yeah. You got to know when people's opinions are valid.
Yep.
Sometimes people's opinions are not valid. Sometimes people are not valid people. Man, even with my grandma sometimes even her opinions can't be valid. For instance, I'm more with Fight the Power, all that. You know, my grandma, she grew up in around Black Panther times. I'm with BMG, all type of stuff. She didn't grow up. She wasn't in Black Panthers. She wasn't all this Fight the Power, fight the movement, all that. So sometimes her opinions are more like, oh no, you don't need to be doing it, you don't need to be doing that. Nah. That wasn't her fight. Her gift wasn't to be in groups to help the Black community to live. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. However, my grandma taught me a lot of wisdom. Birds of feather flock together. A lot of more of them, but that's just one of my favorites because that a lot of stuff. My grandma taught me, don't let nobody can never shock you. She said even she can do something that I shouldn't be shocked. Don't let nobody ever shock you. All type of stuff. My grandma teach me stuff all the time. Sometimes you catch the bear catch you. You know what I mean? But sometimes her opinions can be outdated. For instance, work hard, son, grandson. Like the other day I said, Grandma, I'm working right now, so I never have to work again. Grandson, you gonna always have to work hard. You always gonna have to do this. I said, oh, okay, Grandma, because I forgot. I didn't want to tell Grandma, man, when you own a business, you ain't gotta work hard like all these people. Mentally, probably you still got a lot of stuff to do, but you ain't gotta work all hard. Like hard work don't pay off, Grandma. You know what I mean? She used to that. Mm-hmm. You know, self-work pays off. Hard work don't pay off. Self-work pays off. You know what I mean? She wasn't taught that. Her grandparents, damn near just came off of slavery. Sherman Daniels, which is her grandpa, was born in 1908, I think. Or no, was he born in 1908? I don't know. I think he was born in 1908, or something in 1908. Yeah, he was born in 1908 because then my grandma Honore was born in 1925. So yeah, he was born in 1908. So damn, her grandparents damn there were slaves. So sometimes her opinion's gonna be outdated. However, that don't mean she ain't valid. But sometimes it's just people not valid. Some motherfuckers is just not valid. You can't ask a damn you can't ask a construction worker how to build a plane. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He know how to work on the construction. You know, he ain't build a plane. Sometimes motherfuckers ain't valid. So you just gotta fuck her opinion, cuz I don't give a fuck how motherfucker feel. She especially can I keep it 100?
I'm moving into that space now.
I'm really shit, man. It's hard for me to really give a fuck about it. I'm gonna be vulnerable with this. It's really hard for me to give a fuck about opinions when I've been even going through this with my mama. You know what I mean? My mama don't even know how much value of powerful of a man I am because she never had a man present a day in her life. You know, my grandpa wasn't there. He was a great grandpa, wasn't a great daddy. I say that all the time. You know what I mean? My mama don't even know the value. So it's easy for me to say shit. I don't give a fuck how a motherfucker feel. You know?
Yeah, that's real.
That's
real. That's real. That's real.
I had to learn that shit from my mama. That sometimes motherfuckers don't see that you a giant, that they'll see the bigger picture because they not meant to see the bigger picture. You know what I mean? Shit. Everybody don't see art. You can see $1 million piece of art and walk past it. Everybody don't know. Can't look at $1 million piece of art and spot it.
Yeah, they ain't got the eyes for it.
They ain't got the eyes for it.
And that's real. And the receiving of what you need and being in season with that's really that really touches me. That really impacts me.
And receiving
a lot.
Being that you got sometimes you're not being able to receive what you need. Yeah.
And it's been a lot of stuff in that vein lately, especially with my grandfather transitioning recently too. What I needed was more time to spend with them. What I received was the healing I needed from a fatherly perspective and a grandfatherly perspective too. So I really didn't know much about him growing up, but I was able to sit down with him in his later years to, like, man to man, adult to adult, to really like learn his story, and I can understand it now.
So I'm gonna give you your flowers. So that whole time you was visiting your grandpa all them times, that was your first time really visiting him, like on your own, like before then you never visit him like that?
Not really, because
You did your thing, cuz.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I was in college. I was in college. I came back here in 2018. Pops transitioned in 2016.
Yeah.
Like, I go over there and say what's up, but we didn't really like sit down and like chop it up like, hey, grandpa, tell me about your story.
That's good.
It wasn't one of them. But during that time, John Lee was still around. I didn't do that there. I was over there a lot though. You know what I'm saying? We knew two different sides of John Lee though.
Man. hey, because when you said John Lee, you know the first thing I thought about, man.
I know the side cuz was introduced to. I know. I was over there with my mama. He was over there with his uncle, with his grandfather. Yeah, my uncle. So
he was there with John Lee is my great grandpa, his grandpa. So John Lee, when he went to go spend time with John Lee, which is with his mama, John Lee was with his daughter.
Yeah.
When he went to spend time, when I went to go spend time with him, I was with his son.
Yeah.
So it was totally different.
Learned a lot. Learned a lot about the difference between how those interactions. Learned a lot. And then with my with Grandpa Frank,
John Lee.
I was over there a lot too, because I would sit down and watch baseball with him. That was one of the reasons why I wanted to play baseball. Like John Lee and Grandpa Frank. They both watch baseball. I was like, both my grandfathers into it. Let me play baseball for a little bit. I was actually good at it.
Yeah,
I just couldn't hit the ball.
Grandpa used to like watching baseball. I went to a couple Indian games with him. A couple.
I wish I'd have went to.
Hey man, I can't wait to tell you, man, what I was thinking, man. Every time I say I went to a game with him, man.
Yeah, I went to a Major League Baseball game in Pittsburgh. Man, we got.
You went with him?
No, it was when I was in college.
Oh, okay.
When I was in grad school.
I'm about to say.
Went to a Major League football game. Not football game,
Grandpa
baseball
liked
game.
the White Sox, I believe.
White Sox?
It was the White Sox or the Red Sox. It was some Sox. It was one of those.
Probably the White Sox. It was from Chicago right up the street.
Yeah, he used to like one of those.
Probably the White Sox. I don't think he was getting Red Sox stuff on the TV. You know, they ain't had no cable.
Yeah.
They ain't no cable like that. Straight local. But so if it was it was probably White Sox, but who knows? But yeah, those interactions though, I was able to to really what I received was healing. I needed a better relationship. I mean, and I ended up ultimately getting both. But there was a lot of time that I could have spent over there that I didn't. But the last times I intentionally did over these past few years, I got to learn a lot about my family and how all that. It's all how he got to Indianapolis, like his path here. Learned about his great grandmother, which was my great grandmother, I believe. So just learning all those different things and learning the oral history on like how we even got here, based on his perspective. So this, yeah.
And cuz, let me ask you this question: did Legion Lineage encourage you open up this business? Because I know for me it did. For a long story short, for me, but I want you to open up and give up how I did for you. But did this open up this business with Legion Lineage? Did it open up your perspective more and make you and force you to go? Not making for it. Well, was it in the visible hand and it kind of forced you to go say, man, let me go seek my grandpa's story.
Absolutely.
Let me go hear what my grandpa said. Because for people who don't know, real quick, I'm going to touch on it real quick, but I'm going to let you talk on it. His dad and his grandpa, wasn't all that. So that's why he didn't see him as much as younger. So that's why cuz had to go over there and make their own relationship. But did Legion Lineage
for sure
you do that?
Absolutely it did. Absolutely it did. It definitely helped me a lot because I didn't have my dad anymore. I couldn't hug him. I needed a hug. I couldn't shake his hand. You know what I'm saying? So I needed that from somewhere. Like, yeah, I got uncles. Yeah, and I'm pulling up on my uncles too during this time as well. But like really, like when I go over there, I'll be over there for hours, just listening. A few of the conversations, I was like, "Hey, can I record this?" He said, "Yeah." And I pressed play on the voice recorder, and then we was rocking. I was asking questions. I still got that on my phone to this day. And I'm gonna put all that together and give it to my family.
Not my grandpa.
That's what I'm saying. I wish I would have had more time with my other grandparents. I wasn't thinking, but
your grandparents was old.
The relationship. I know the relationship I needed the most though. I was able to have that time, so I was able to get what I needed.
Damn.
That's what I'm saying. I was able to get what I needed.
You needed to heal is the one, because everybody else was cool with they people. But that one, damn, that's crazy, cuz.
It's the one I needed.
Ain't that wild how that works? The one you needed to heal. Ain't that, what's so messed up, cuz? I'm about to say this, but they gonna, I don't know, I don't care how they see it, but
I'm like, we just talked about that.
Yeah, you know how I'm gonna mean it. Yeah. But ain't that crazy though for him to transition like that after you heal that? Ain't that crazy? He transitioned soon as you got to healing it. It seemed like, oh man, as soon as I'm healing it, he died. But he died because you healed it. You know what I mean? He like, shit, I'm good now. You know what I mean? You healed that. You know what I mean? Like we talked, you know what I mean? Like we talked about,
sure.
you know, blasey blah, why he did that, you know what I mean? He was wondering.
Yeah.
He healed that shit. You kept going over there. He probably saw nothing but Butch, all three of y'all look alike.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? He probably was like, damn. You know what I mean? When you came over there, like, damn, man, I'm talking to Butch low key. You know what I mean? He probably like, shit, man, I gotta talk to Butch. I gotta tell Butch why A and Z and why it happened and why I look like this, Butch. This whole time you think he was talking to you, but he probably was talking to Butch.
I'm gonna do a story on our YouTube channel about this too.
Hell yeah!
So I'm gonna make that happen.
Hell yeah,
sure.
You gotta do
so be on the lookout, family. Be on the lookout.
On how you healed your daddy and your grandpa relationship without your daddy even being here.
Yeah, I will do an in-depth conversation.
You gotta tell them the whole story. I'm talking about from at the funeral.
Oh yeah,
you gotta start at the funeral. If you start at the funeral and tell them that perspective of what happened, and then go backward, it help. It'd be like,
absolutely, and I will.
Yeah,
I will. Y'all got my word.
Yeah,
I got my word.
You know,
I think also too, I was going to touch on the aspect of the relationship that I had, the different relationship that I had with my grandfather, his great grandfather John Lee, too.
Man.
Like that relationship. Way different relationship.
Totally different.
That put a lot of stuff into perspective too. And like how I ain't nothing but love for Grandpa. It was so much I didn't know. So much I didn't know. So much I just didn't see because when I was over there, I was always with my mom.
Yeah, I know. That's crazy.
I just never pulled up by myself.
Because every time I tell the stories around the males, they all agree with me. They be like, yeah, Grandpa was like that. Yeah, I know. I used to be around. and I'm gonna talk to my mom like, did you know about X, Y, and Z? He was old school, man. They act, old school. You gotta remember he back in the day for real. So they different. You know what I mean? They totally different. Grandpa in the house versus Grandpa out the house was a different man. I'm telling you.
I'm already knowing.
When we shut that door and got in the car, he already was talking.
I already knowing. I never went fishing either, man. So I'm gonna
tell them a story too. I'm glad you said. I'm gonna tell them a story on how me and great grandpa almost got in a knuckle fight, a sandwich, man. Almost had a beat up on.
I know you're talking about.
Grandpa almost was at the fight, man. Chill out, player. Chill out, player. Damn, with your little old school ass. Hey, chill out, player. Grandpa.
Oh man, that's funny.
Hey, Tip was cracking up too, man. That was a good one. All three of us was there, man. That's a lot of times too. I remember a lot of times I spent was with all three of us there, because then Grandpa used to make me get him Jack with no. You remember everybody used to be like, dang, why you be drinking it? I used to tell them, this ain't me drinking it. This ain't me drinking it. Who is it for? He told me to mind y'all business. So, hey, I'm just getting this. Hey, I can't even. This is by the elder. He told me to get this and tell people to mind their business. So if I tell my mama to mind her business, just know that I got somebody behind me that's telling me to tell you this. Hey, man, he used to get that Jack, no ice, bro. No ice, bro. No ice. And he used to drink it, and he used to do it like this. He didn't want it cold, nothing. He used to drink it, and he used to kill it. Like, he used to be drunk, and you wouldn't even know he was drunk. He used to be talking. He say his stuff. He used to say all type of stuff, man. Hey, man, our grandpa, man, when we went to the baseball game, man, when I tell you, grandpa had me, my grandpa, Tip, he knew what he was doing, put me in the middle so I can hear grandpa talk. Oh my God, man, I couldn't breathe, man. That dude, You think I'm a fool, man? I think that's where I probably get it from too.
You look like him.
Hey,
you look like.
You know what?
You started to look like.
You know what, man? Cause
from my perspective, looking at you when you looking that way, you look like.
Hey, man, it's because I be looking like Tip and Tip look like him, man. I'm telling you, cause now that I think about it, the stuff that I be saying, sometimes it be him probably saying, cause man, he used to say crazy, wild stuff like I say too, man. You be like, man, what the
I never experienced that, but I get it. I get it though. I understand it now.
Then he used to do it too. Then he had kindness too. He had charismatic skills, man. The women loved him. He used to go places and he used to talk to anybody, he used to talk to any woman, Hey, let me be 100. He wasn't talking to everybody. He was talking to every woman.
Yeah, that boy, man.
I ain't lying.
That's our grandfather.
I ain't lying.
Hey, y'all probably got an uncle or a grandfather like that too.
I don't care, man.
Like that
I'm sharing my grandpa's story. He ain't here.
It's worth being. It's worth being
and that's
told,
how I remember him, and I love it, and I love him. And that ain't got nothing to do with me. That's why I tell people need to get out their grandpas and grandmas affairs and shit and mind their business. And I learned that from and I'm gonna be vulnerable here. I learned that from Tipping Ain't Easy in my grandma's situation. My grandma always, my grandma, I didn't realize my grandma didn't fuck with my grandpa until I got older. She never bashed him. She never talked bad about him and all that. That's because she always knows that at the end of the day, that's my grandpa. You know what I mean? I didn't know that he cheated on her and she didn't like him and all of that stuff until I got older and asked her the story on why they broke up. You know what I mean? People need to get out their grandparents' feelings and all that stuff. My grandpa was a cheater. Who gives a damn? That ain't got shit to do with you. They love your grandpa and your grandma. You know what I mean? That ain't got shit to do. Their relationship ain't got shit to do with you. Shit. You know
that'd be a hard pill to swallow too.
Yeah, man. That shit ain't got nothing to do with us, bro.
Yeah, it don't. I had to swallow that pill too.
It ain't got shit to do with us, cuz Tipping Ain't Easy. And the crazy part about it is, if it wasn't for Tipping Ain't Easy cheating on my grandma, that shit fucked up. But at the same day, it ain't got shit to do with me. I wouldn't got to meet Grandma Teresa. Grandma Teresa loved me. I wouldn't get to meet Grandpa Charles. Grandpa Charles loved me. They both have taught me so much stuff in life. I ain't got shit to do with me. I still benefit. Don't matter what. Hey, their relationship ain't got shit to do with me. And my grandma.
That bonus grandfather and grandmother.
And when I asked my grandma, I said, dang, grandma, you ain't never said that. She was like, because it ain't none of your business. She told me. She said it ain't none of your business. Well, me and Girl Tip ain't got. She didn't want me to hate him for no reason. What the fuck I hate him for? He ain't cheat on me. Shit. God damn it. You know what I mean? He ain't do that shit to me. I mind my business. God damn it.
That sound like little Tommy when you said that. Mind my business.
Uncle Tommy. Uncle Tommy a fool too. He funny as hell, man. He funny, man. He funny as hell.
Yeah, man. This been a phenomenal episode, cause man, I think when people receive what they need and
be ready to
receive what they need.
Because sometimes you're not ready to receive what you need.
It be hard out here.
You got to be ready to receive what you need.
Because if you're not, you're gonna miss what is for you. You're gonna catch something that isn't for you. So take that how you want to. If it resonate, take it. If it don't, leave it alone. But it's all love always. And until next time, family, lead yourself so you can lead your lineage, because family is the foundation of freedom. So that's why you need to lead yourself so you can lead your lineage. Love y'all.
Tipping ain't easy.
Peace.
What's happening to my newborn, unborn? Honorary Clark, baby.